Hello and welcome to another SkaredCast battle report. In 30 minutes or so, we've got Necrons versus Drukhari in this new championship missions for the ITC beta pack. So sit back, relax, and let's take a look at some of these changes.
The Dark King.
Hello and welcome to another SkaredCast battle report. I'm here with John the Cron.
John the Cron, Skari.
That's right, me, Skari, John the Cron, and he's playing...
Lots of Necrons.
That's right, because you are John the Cron.
John the Cron.
That's right.
Yes.
If you didn't know already. So, today we're playing the new beta ITC mission format that just got released today.
Oh.
They have 9 days to kind of take feedback from people. What I want to showcase in this quick 30-minute battle report, because it's going to be a recap battle report, and then we'll have a bit of time at the end to talk about our impressions.
I'm looking forward to it. The mission pack looks really cool. They did a couple of tweaks. It makes it look more back and forth than it's been. So
I really like the idea of the having to pick a kill and having to pick a hold style secondary. I like the way that you get bonus points. I like that there's, I'm going to fall in love with the no seizing the initiative roll. I think I'm going to fall in love with that personally.
Oh, no.
So there's no C's, so you just know if you're going first or second. But I think they've put stuff in there to mitigate the going first alpha. And as long as there's good terrain on the table, it should be okay.
They put that in distinctly to nerf Necrons because we had to re-roll initiative.
Yeah, that's forward. That doesn't count.
It always counts.
Why don't we go take a look at the lists? I hope you guys enjoy the report. And here we have 2,000 points of Drukhari. This is the winning GT list that I've been taking to a variety of different events. It's a list that I've sort of fine-tuned. I'm really excited to see how it does in the new ITC format. But it is a double battalion and one Vanguard detachment. So the first battalion is Cabal of the Black Hearts detachment with Archon Skari himself with a splinter pistol and a venom blade. A secondary close combat Archon with a husk blade and a blast pistol. Then I have 3 units of Cavalite warriors with blasters in the army. And 6 Venoms with twin rifles and cannons. And 2 Void Raven bombers with lances and missiles as well. Then I have a second battalion. It is a custom witch cult, which is Cult of Berserk Fugue and of Test of Skill. So I have 1 Succubus with a Shardnet and Impaler. I have Drazar, the Master of Blades himself. And then I have 1, 2, and 3 units of witches. Only one has a Hydra Gauntlet and Impaler. A Shardnet and Impaler. The other 2 have Hydra Gauntlets. And then in the flyer slot for the 2, I've got 2 Razorwing Jet Fighters with Disintegrators, Rifles, and their missiles. For Test of Skill, they're quite handy against vehicles and monsters. And last but not least, a Vanguard detachment, Prophets of Flesh, led by the Homunculus with a Hex Rifle. I have 10 racks with an Ossifactor. And then I have 1, 2, 3 units of Mandrakes. This is 2,000 points, a little bit of everything. Let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. Here we have 2,000 points of Necrons in all their glory. John, please take it away.
Oh, we have a whole legion today. We have the full century again. So it's 2 battalions. It's nice and sweet and simple. We have 2 squads of 40 warriors and a squad of 10 warriors.
You mean 2020?
20, 20, 10?
10, yeah.
20, 20, 10.
Okay, so 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 100.
100
Necron
strong.
warriors in a legion.
There we are.
Love it.
So, leading the pack, we have Anric here, the Traveler. We have his Lord Retinue, who will be carrying a Resurrection Orb today.
Very cool.
We have a Cryptek with a Chronometron,
Yeah.
and we have a Luminor Caesaris.
He makes them better.
He makes them better.
Very cool.
We have a night scythe for zipping around the table.
Yep.
A random spider.
Random spider. Look at him.
Random.
It's got little clickety-clack arms.
And a good old monolith.
You don't see these very often. But they're one of the most iconic Necron pieces in the whole game, which I think is awesome. I think there's some strategy to be said. There's no destroyers, no race. You've definitely been playing more of the board control game, and you seem to be really enjoying it. Mm-hmm. So let's see how the Necrons jump into this ITC mission. The mission we are playing today is Precious Cargo. So this is one of the missions that was changed in the ITC Championship Beta Pack. So you have one objective added to the middle. You still have one objective in each table corner. So after we've determined table sides, the defender, the person who picked the table, will pick one objective and move it. Essentially, that's their priority objective. And then the attacker will pick an objective and move it as well. The only caveat is an objective cannot be placed The center cannot be placed inside of an intact building, essentially. Then we do all the picking secondaries and all that good stuff. But it's going to be cool. The bonus has changed. The bonus is now hold your opponent's priority objective or hold any 3 objectives for a bonus point, which I think is going to make getting the bonus point a lot more relevant in this mission. We're here after deployment. So in terms of secondary objectives, John, which ones did you go for?
I took King of the Hill.
So now King of the Hill is expanded from 6 inches to the center of the table to 9 inches. If you have 2 units wholly within, you get 1 point. If you have 4 units wholly within that started as multi-model units, even if you have one model in a unit that started with more, he still counts for that. And if you have 4 units, you get 2 points. So you could potentially get it in 2 turns if you just throw everything at the middle of the table. So he's gone for that one. What else?
I also took the Postman.
So this is your Postman.
That is my Postman.
When you control an objective, you can essentially get an intel point up to a maximum of 4 points.
Yes.
So he's going to have to bounce around, get intel points from different parts of the table. But it's an easy one to get. If you hold the objective, you can take an intel point, essentially, if he's close by.
Yes.
And the third one, it has to be a kill one.
It had to be a kill one. And I took
Butcher's Bill.
Butcher's Bill.
So I have lots of small units. So he's going to try and kill 2 units in a turn, which is good. So he's going to try and kill little 5-man units or Venoms and get points that way as well. So I went for Recon because I feel that's one that I'm pretty decent at, being a Dark Eldar player. I've also decided to go for Engineers. I've made this unit of Rax my Engineers and the Metal Mandrakes my Engineers. And then for kill, I went for the Reaper because he has 100 warriors. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to be shooting mostly warriors all game, which means that I'm hoping to max that out. Now, John, you deployed first. You deployed 10 warriors, 20 warriors.
Another 20 warriors.
Another 20 to zone me out to the back.
Yeah.
The Night Scythe, the Monolith, Caesaris, the Cryptek, the Lord, and Anrakir. He's over there. Cool.
And then another 10 men back here.
10 there, and then you have 40 Necron warriors on Tomb World.
Yes.
So you have 40. So you're basically just saying, you know what? 1 turn of shooting, I'm not going to be able to kill both of your Tomb World things. So you're going to be able to bring at least 1 in. And you're gambling on that, which it's a good gamble because I don't really have like a crazy amount of shooting. And I did make you go first because I was like, eh. And then on the, so I won the roll. I decided to be the defender. It means I'm going second because I like going second. And then I was able to roll for the deployment style. And I rolled Pointy Hammer and Anvil. I said, well, you don't really have lots of long-range shooting. So I was like, that actually works really well for me. So I decided to keep it. But if it would have been like a Dawn of War or something that gets you closer to me, I could have tried to reroll it, which is a cool little dynamic. So going second means you get to sort of pick a bit better sort of layout for your army, which is kind of neat. So without further ado, this is going to be a recap at rep. So we'll go through his first turn and I'll do a recap at the end of every turn. And it'll be mostly designed on discussing the changes to the ITC format. So John, have a fantastic game, sir.
Good luck, my friend.
Good luck. And with that, we begin. Necron turn 1 went as follows. They sort of spread out a little bit. The characters stayed back there. The big 20-man blob advanced up into the middle of the board, and the 10-man blob advanced into the middle of the board, getting king of the hill. The monolith and the flyer both moved up and were able to see through the window into my venom and kill it. And then one witch did die. So at the end of the turn, he is getting a bonus because he holds 3 objectives. That's a bonus point. He gets king of the hill, bonus point. Point for king of the hill. He gets 1 intel point. Mm-hmm. And he gets his kill. So it's a 5-point first turn. With that, we move into my first turn. I did lose a witch. All my characters are back there, so we'll see. Basically, I have to deal with them, but there's so many where they came from. So I have to be smart about it, too. I can't just, jump the gun. It's probably easier for me to kill this than it is the monolith, even though I really need to take that monolith out. So we'll see how it goes. Wish me luck. End of Dark Eldar, turn 1. Very eventful turn. I killed 28 warriors and an ice scythe. That was pretty much the extent of my turn. But I did quite a few points. I did have to sort of extend into the middle of the board, which I might be hard for. I'll see what happens. So what happened? I bombed with the 2 bombers over the 20-man squad, and one killed 9 models and one killed 4 models or something like that. So, an average 13 between the two. It was not bad. So then the rest of my venom shot into a big 20-man warrior squad and killed it. Then most of my blast pistols that had moved up with the venoms killed the night scythe. I charged in with Drazar, the Archon, and a venom into the 10-man squad, and only killed 8 because Drazar failed terribly in his first round of combat. And the Archon killed no one. He rolled 0 2 wound rolls, which was great. Good job, Archon. But that's okay. They're fearless thanks to the aura bubble, the fearlessness. Then, though, all my blasters and lances took 15 wounds off of that monolith. I almost killed him, but two lances only did 4 damage. They both hit. They both wounded 4 damage. It was like, oh no. But so that monolith is still alive. That means everybody. I would have loved to have killed it, and then him being like, "I'm going to emergency disembark," and then Vec being like, "Nope," and then they're all dead. So yes, that's definitely what Vect is good for. Just you think you have shenanigans? I got better shenanigans. So I did kind of move my racks back here to zone out the jump, essentially the jump or veil of darkness, and I did get the bonus points by holding 3 objectives, which means I kill more, I hold more, I bonus. And one of the newfound things of this rule set is I can get recon, but if I have 2 units in each table quarter, I get 2 recon points instead of 1, which means I have this one and that one in that corner. That gives me 1 recon point. I got that venom or that character this in this corner. That gives me this. I've got the Rax and the Homunculus in this one. That gives me 2 for that one. I've got the Archon, so 2. So I've got 2, 2, 2, 2. That gives me 2 recon points. Amazing. I don't have to worry about it as much. Also got a Reaper point. So huge turn for me, but it's definitely nowhere near the end of the game. And I really like that in this objective, I really like that objective in the middle of the board. It actually makes it a lot more interesting just holding 2 and 2 objectives basically for the entire game. Okay, so with that, we're moving on to turn 2. So he's got some reanimations to do, and then he's got a bunch of Necrons off the Tomb World, and then the Monolith might heal up a little bit as well. Okay, let's see what happens. End of Necron, turn 2. So what happened here, these Necrons have essentially all spread out, and this flyer is now going to fly right off the table. So he's just escorting this Void Raven off the table. He did shoot into that Void Raven bomber, did 6 wounds, so it's bracketed. Other shooting, so the death of a Venom. Basically, all the Necron Wars had to shoot at the Venom to kill it. He did do 1 casualty in that unit. And then he charged in, and my characters did a lot more damage than we expected. And he failed to kill that Venom with the Spider rolling Snake Eyes for damage, which meant that Venom survived. and he didn't get Butcher's Bill. And I killed like 13 warriors in his combat phase, which was not good. However, he does get another intel point from Mr. Cryptek, getting an intel point. He gets the bonus point for controlling the 3 objectives. He also gets King of the Hill for having King of the Hill again. And he gets kill and he gets hold. So not terrible turn, regardless of what happens. I'm really, really liking all the cool synergies with the mission format right now. It's really, really fun. There's a lot of engagement. Like, we've been playing the game from the beginning of the game. He's kind of forced me to get into the middle, so he just didn't get that bonus point every turn. So that's been really good. Okay, so I'm going to fly him off the board, and we'll go on to my turn 2, where I will finally get my first engineer point. So the second turn for the Drukhari was incredibly good. I did kill the monolith, and then he tried to emergency get out with his Necrons, and I was like, Vect. So that was bad. Then I killed... Vect was like, So I killed 20 warriors. Then I charged in and pretty much killed most of the... I killed the Cryptek with a blast pistol. He got back up, and then I killed him in combat. And then all the witches charged in and essentially did a lot of wounds, and I've wrapped him. Although Drazar did die. Because the spider killed him, and Drazar just fell over. And other than that, now we're moving into the third turn. But at the end of this turn, I got the bonus. I got 2 more points for recon, so I maxed out my recon in 2 turns, which was amazing. I also got my first engineer point, and I got hold more, and I got kill more again. So it's definitely very much in my favor. John wants to play another turn, see, because he has 2 warriors left. He wants to see how many can come back, and he wants to try to get his Butcher's Bill and stuff. Oh no, he did get his Butcher's Bill, because he killed Drazar, and he killed my Void Raven because it flew off the table. So Butcher's Bill, he did get that. So good by him. Okay, on to turn 3 for the Necrons. Necron turn 3. I lost a Venom. I lost almost all my witches over here. And he did get his Butcher's Bill. He did get the bonus again. I did kill the little tomb spider, and I had both of these witches survive with 1 model each, which is awesome. So she can't go anywhere though, because she's surrounded, which is a bit of a pain. That means I can't shoot that warrior unit. I have to charge into it again. However, I can see about, starting to shoot them or something. Okay, with that, we're moving into turn 3 for the Drukhari. And I'll get my next... I've already maxed out recon, which is a crazy thing to think about already. I love it. I'm going to try to get the bonus point again. And then I'm going to essentially try and kill that unit of warriors and then start tackling some of those characters. Turn 3 for the Drukhari. I didn't kill the Necron warriors. There's 3 left. They're fearless, which means they're not going anywhere. And they're out of combat right now, which is crazy. I did charge in with all my mandrakes, essentially. And I did kill basically that whole unit. But John does get kill more. He also got another Butcher's Bill in my turn. So he's up to 3 Butcher's Bill right now, which is great. He's almost maxed it out. We're on to turn 4. I did get hold more. I got the bonus. I have gotten all my Reapers as well. But it's actually turned into a very entertaining game, even though the Necrons don't really have that much left. They're still scoring a lot of points, which is kind of cool. And on to that, we're moving on to the 4th turn. John the Cron, super excited because...
Still not dead.
He did kill my Archon, who failed his Shadowfield save, finally. Died. He killed that 1 Unimandrax. He killed the other Unimandrax. He killed the Witch. So I have 5 Mandrakes left. I've got some Cowlight Warriors and some shooting. But considering a whole bunch of Necron Warriors came back again. So he killed my engineer unit that was over there. I was really hoping to showcase how I could have gotten 2 engineer points, which would have been really cool. However, that wasn't the case. Nope, he killed him dead. So now I move on to my turn 4. The Necrons are really excited about not being dead. I need to take out those damn Necron warriors. And I'm running out of stuff here. Like, I got the Venoms, which is great, but it's a lot of shooting, right? So hopefully the shooting comes through. Yes. Also, he took that over and tried to disintegrator shot that with Anarkir, right? And Mind of the Machine or whatever, and he failed to hit. He was like, pew, 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 with the disintegrator. He has 2 wounds left. Didn't even kill him, which is super exciting for me. And disheartening, but yeah. Okay, with that, we'll move into turn 4. Dark Eldar Drukhari, turn 4. Okay, so my shooting was able to kill the Lord and Caesaris. Mm-hmm. Cool, so I killed them. And then the Mandrakes and all the other shooting in my army almost didn't kill the warriors. Well, didn't kill the warriors with shooting. And I had to charge in my Mandrakes and kill the last warrior in close combat to make sure they just don't come back. Which was definitely very interesting. But with that, I believe that is where we're going to call the game. I do get the bonus. Again, I get my 3rd engineer point. And I've already maxed out Reaper and I've maxed out Recon as well, which has been great. But John, thank you very much for the game.
Good game.
Make sure you stay tuned for the after action report. And here we have an after-action report. John did have to go home because it was really late. However, I did want to go over a couple of things just in thought. Now, the Necrons essentially moved up, and I feel like they overextended their lines, allowing the bombers to really do most of their work. And the biggest mistake we feel that John made was not factoring in the power of a stratagem like Vect when he relied on the stratagems that he needed to bring his reserves and his stuff onto the table. It's one of the things about knowing your enemy. Make sure you keep that in mind. In retrospect, he should have put probably all of his Necron warriors on the table and just fed me line after line after line of Necron warriors, and it would have been a lot harder for the Drukhari to deal with that threat. So, do you agree with that? Do you disagree with that? Let me know in the comments or down below. A huge shout out to all the channel Patreons, thanks to who I get to do this. And I hope you enjoy the content that we put out every single week. I am Skari, your grateful host, signing off. Until next time, Skari out.